The value of an animal socially is far more significant to its value economically. In parts of the southern Africa, what we do is when a man gets married, he pays cattle across to his bride's parents. We call it the bride price, lobola in the vernacular. And that's to symbolize the thanks and giving some wealth back to the parents who have raised this lady to become his wife. So it's giving thanks to them and honoring them. So that's one of the things we use cattle for. The other thing is for plowing. Contrary to popular opinion, we don't have many tractors, especially amongst our smallholder farmers, and they do a lot of plowing with their oxen to put their crops into the ground. So cattle aren't just meat, they have more than one purpose in Africa. Do people feel that their cattle are worth something? The biggest problem in Africa is that we haven't been taught about the economic asset that the cattle are. One of the problems is, and I hate to say this, is colonial practices in the past, where, for example, in Rhodesia, as it was back then, they had quota systems whereby if you were a man aged 18 and below, you were only allowed so many cattle. If you were over 18, you were allowed so many cattle, and if you were married, you were allowed so many cattle. The sale of the cattle was at predetermined times by the government. So you couldn't just wake up in the morning and sell cattle. The government would tell you when you could sell cattle. And that's some of the old laws that were there that have come through, and people don't see their animals as economic assets. So when you ask what is the value of an animal, it's just an animal. They don't have economic values at them. Well, they do have economic values, but the farmers themselves don't necessarily think of them in that way. And that's something we're trying to instill in them and to understand that they are worth something.